1 2 check Chuffy 1 2. 1 2 check Chuffy 1 2. 1 2 check Chuffy 1 2. Hi, you're with Scott. I'm Super Chuffer. I'm Larry. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear. We're in mono.
Can't say who it is because the trolls will troll him. Don't go on that show. That man is a crook.
Yeah.
I remember Torchy.
What's this now?
Torchy. That.
What's this now?
God, I remember Torchy when I was a little tiny boy.
What's this now? We're about to get our final golden hour of tonight's stream. We're about to get our final beautiful golden hour. My background music's piddled its way out. Where's my background music? Which I've got so many windows open. Where's my background music? I have this. My background music.
I remember Torchy. 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 That. I remember Torchy when I was a little tiny boy. I used to love Torchy.
I used to love Torchy.
God, that's got to be 60 years ago. He used to go along, didn't he? Torchy. The torch on his head.
Did he?
Torchy. I remember that.
Where's this come from now?
I remember that.
Where's this come from?
Oh, yeah. If anybody's friends with Chicken Lady, she's got a post on the Chicken Lady channel today. Go and watch it.
Forget that. Talk about Torchy again.
Torchy the battery boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him up for you.
Go on, show us on the screen. Show us on the screen, Alan.
Fantastic.
Get him up on the screen, like, I'll show you my background music.
Boy
Look,
as well.
watch.
Boy
There
in
it
the
is.
circus.
Get it up on the screen for us. That'll be good. We'll have a look. Torchy. What's Torchy? Get it up on the screen. What are you doing with your tongue? What's happening now, Alan?
Hang on. I have trouble spelling, as you know.
Yeah.
Torchy the British television. Torchy the battery boy.
Right.
Torchy the battery boy is a British television series.
Is it?
Jerry Anderson. It was his first series. Remember Jerry Anderson did the Thunderbirds? Well, he
Right.
started off with Torchy.
We're going to go very hard into Alan Partridge territory. Okay, so get your. Sorry, I'm trying to find background music that's got Chuff in the right tone. This is not the right tone. Sleepy, I want. Shut up. This will do. We kind of like this. Okay, so we're going to use we're going to have Torchy now. This is going to be really good. This is going to be really good. Alan's going to go hard Partridge on us to finish. You know Alan Partridge. You love Alan Partridge in chat there. You're good. Like anyone who knows Alan Partridge, watch out. Alan Vinicum is going to go hard Partridge. But I also maintain, from everything we've seen, don't let this fool you. He's still the monster that I talk about. But this is part of his bumbling buffoon, lovable rogue act. The lovable part. He's love bombing his chat here because they're the people that give him money and they're on his Patreon. So this is part of that. This is disarming approach here, trying to appeal to their own sense of nostalgia. Okay, so don't fall for it. But at the same time, he's going to go full Partridge and we're going to have a lovely good laugh at this.
1959. I was a little four. I was 4. Oh, directed by Anderson. It was a collaboration. Oh, yeah. You can see the Thunderbirds, think of
Torchy the battery boy. I'm a walkie-talkie toy. Press my switch, see my bulb start to gleam. It's the most magic
Oh god, I hope this doesn't get copyright. Torchy.
What's his face? What's his face?
It looks well rubbish.
That's Torchy, yeah. Fantastic.
Shit.
And his
Shit.
one secret gift, he had a torch on his head. Wow, how we've changed. You could actually make a series out of a boy with a torch on his head.
It's little boys again. Why are you doing this,
Well, that
Alan?
was the forerunner of Thunderbirds. Luckily, he had a torch. And with that torch, he did a lot of good.
Luckily, he had a torch.
I remember.
Luckily.
See, notice it was Americanized. Although it's see the thing with Anderson, who did Captain Scarlet, Thunderbirds, and that. It was British, but it was made for America. So all the voices were American, and even then, Torchy, hey Torchy, the battery boy. He did it for the American market to sell to America. He really did. Well, you're going to struggle to hear a Torchy. It was that long ago, 1959. Call it 63 years ago.
He's had a bit of his coffee now. He's come to life, hasn't
High
he?
tech.
He's come
Well, we
to
got
life.
this superhero. What's his superhero gift? Well, he's got a torch on his head.
This is what you pay your patron for, the snake-eyed man talking to you about Torchy. He's got the snake eye because of his funny green screen look. The snake-eyed man.
Wow. How would that be super? Well, you can see things in the dark. Yeah. Yeah, Stingray. Who was I in love with? Stingray. Marina. No, Marina. I
Partridge.
just met a girl called Marina. He had a mute sidekick called Marina, this Stingray. She
You
was
liked her?
from the sea, but she couldn't speak. I remember that as well.
That's the right kind of woman, isn't it, Alan? Where they don't speak. And also they're from the sea, where they're going to end up later.
And then there was Joe 90. Joe 90 was a follow-up from Torchy, who had super glasses.
A follow-up from Torchy.
This is all English stuff.
This is all...
How did it go then? So it goes Torchy, Stingray,
Solving the case.
Captain Scarlet.
Agile mind at work.
What did I say the boy was with the glasses? In with the glasses. And then, of course, Thunderbirds. Brilliant.
You're like the Thunderbirds. You're my
That's the
puppet.
one.
You're my
That's my favourite.
puppet.
Aquamarina. Yeah, Thunderbirds. Wow. Stingray was good. He had some really good villains in it, like Neptune type villains in Stingray. That was good. Joe 90, yeah.
Did he fart then?
Joe 90, really good villains in it, like Neptune type villains in Stingray. That was good. Joe 90, yeah.
I think he farted.
Right, that was good. Joe 90, yeah. Joe 90, so they said it in the
Yeah,
1990.
he said, Gigi, you're right. I was in love with her. What was her name? Yeah, that's straight out of Anchorman, isn't it? That's straight out of Anchorman. I was in love with... I thought I was in love once. Yeah, what was her name? I can't remember.
90. Joe 90 was a follow-up from Torchy, who had super glasses.
This is his
This is all
patron.
English stuff. How did it go then? So it goes Torchy,
is-
Stingray,
Classic Partridge.
Captain Scarlet.
Why is he talking about all this
What
kids
did I say the
stuff?
boy was with the glasses? In with the glasses. And then, of course, Thunderbirds. Brilliant.
Like, obviously, he's not a nonce. Okay, he's not a nonce. Don't let anybody accuse him of being a nonce. But he's now going to do 40 minutes on his favourite children's shows.
Thunderbirds. That's the one. That's my favourite. Aquamarina. Yeah, Thunderbirds. Wow. Stingray was good. He had some really good villains in it, like Neptune type villains in Stingray. That was good. Joe 90, yeah. Joe 90, so they said it in the 1990, right? Well, we're 30 years beyond that now.
Yeah, and it was a puppet show.
You
So
won't know
they,
any of this.
they didn't get it right.
Twizzle.
Twizzle.
Here's
Is that not Partridge, right? Is that not Partridge doing when he does the speech at at Lynn's baptism, and he goes, he says, "Who likes the 70s? Tis was, you know," and he does that. Crackerjack. This is Alan Partridge. This is hilarious, isn't it?
Well, we're 30 years beyond that now. You won't know any of this. Twizzle. Here's one that none of you will know.
No.
There used to be a series.
Right, you fuckers, you won't know this. But I've got a special favourite from way back in the past. Here's one that none of you will know. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring out the example that nobody can relate to. Because I've got some sort of superiority complex, even when it comes to nostalgia about children's television. I have to be the only one that knows this. You won't know this one. I'm better than you. Here's one none of you will know. Do you have to? Do you have to one-up us, even on our nostalgia about children's television?
Here's one that none of you will know. There used to be a series which was all silhouettes.
Right? I don't remember any of this shit, bear in mind. I don't remember any of these things he's talking about. When something comes up that I recognise, I'll mention it. But until now, I haven't really had any experience of any of this shit.
Like of Elizabethan times. It was silhouettes. I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember? It was just silhouettes.
You said none of you will know this. These days, right, the best people on YouTube, there's people out there like Krutika. I don't know if you know Krutika, the Mermaid Scales. She makes like TikToks and YouTube shorts. I don't know where she is at the moment, but she's made so much money, it's insane. And most of her stuff is just about being relatable. Just relatable stuff that you can all, you know, or like relatable. You know, like when you do your fish fingers, do you turn them or do you cook them on one side and then, or do you put them this way? Or how do you do your fish fingers? I do vegan fingers. I don't do fish fingers, but you know what I mean? It's like a little, well, she doesn't do much about fish fingers, to be honest. That was a really bad example. But I was trying to, you know, something we can all understand, something relatable. And Alan has decided to go to something you won't remember or understand that's very personal to him. And now he's asking you to fill in the blanks from his addled memory.
I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember? It was just silhouettes from Elizabethan times. That was weird. I prefer Captain Pogwash.
Yeah.
That was naughty. Captain Pogwash.
Captain Pogwash was infamous in... I don't know if it really... See, I don't know. I'd have to research this, actually. This is probably a YouTube video we should do. Captain Pugwash was infamous for being naughty. I don't know if it really was, but they had a character like Roger the Cabin Boy and, like, you know, finger in your bumhole or something. So he was supposed to be naughty. He loved that one.
Was very, very, very naughty. Whoever wrote
Naughty.
that,
You see, naughty, lovable rogue. We're all having a laugh, remember? But I want you to keep in mind, this is part of his facade. This is a chameleonic aspect of Alan. The love bombing, the lovable rogue. You know, we're all friends here because we've all given you £10 to watch this. So, like, now he's happy. Oh, I got the money buff. We'll all have a laugh. Alan's fan club. You know, he feels like he's in his safe space. But just because he's buffoonery around talking about kid shows doesn't mean he didn't do the Smule stuff, remember? But yeah, like, this is part of that act.
fooled the BBC.
Fool the BBC.
Don't know. I mean, these are the BBC that ban records, right? Yeah, Pugwash. We won't ban that. You know, like Pantos have double
Semen
entendres,
stains,
you know?
good call.
Well, Captain Pugwash was all double entendres for kids. Very rude. Yeah, Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, you're talking about the American series now. Forget the American series. We had Bill and Ben.
Fuck you in chat with your shit American series. We had Bill and Ben. You're talking in chat now. You've paid your money. You're in the private chat room with Alan where you're allowed to talk to him. He said that earlier. You have to pay to talk to him. You get to talk to him. You say your little thing and he says, "Shut up, you fucking prick. I don't want to hear about Captain Kangaroo."
The Flower Pot Men. Yeah, we had Andy Pandy.
Yeah.
The Americans can't touch Andy Pandy.
Andy Nancy.
No chance. We had Sooty, for God's sake.
Wasn't Sooty?
Twizzle, yeah.
Hang on. Did America have Sooty as well? I know Matthew Corbett did it, but Sooty's British, television franchise. I just got the feeling that the Americans had it as well. Sooty to launch US career 75 years after. No, they didn't have Sooty. Okay. They didn't have Sooty.
Stretch his arms. We had Twizzle, stretch his arms. You had, was it Captain America? Well, no, Stretch Johnson or something, didn't you? You had Stretch Johnson, or so stretched his eggs on that.
Stretch Armstrong. Stretch Johnson.
We had Twizzle, stretch his arms. You had, was it Captain America? Well, no, Stretch Johnson or something, didn't you? You had Stretch Johnson, or so stretched his eggs on that.
Stretch Johnson.
Muppet Show, that's good.
The Muppet Show's good.
Muppets was made in England. There you go, made in England again, but for the American market.
Fuck you, America.
Stretch Armstrong, yeah. Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? Muppets.
She's been corrected in
Peter
chat.
Sellers on there once.
Yeah, Peter Sellers on it once. What is this rambling nonsense? Made double funny by the fact this is his paid content. This is his Patreon show. We're switching on memberships on our channels. We're going to do that. We're going to switch them on. I didn't want to really do it during the Nicola Buddy Inquest thing, because I think it's a little bit like, oh, I'm doing the Nicola Buddy Inquest. Incidentally, give me my money for my memberships. Like, but we all switch them on. You know, I've been waiting for the right time. There's never a good time. We're going to switch them on though. But I'm going to do maybe a members stream once a week, and you can all come in there, and you will understand that I will try and make a bit of an effort. But don't critique me if we end up talking about Stretch Johnson one week and just rambling on, because it is difficult. But Alan is charging people £10 a head or more to be inside this room or whatever it is. I don't know the exact cost, to be honest. I you know, I've seen his Patreon or whatever, but this is the people who pay the money. And this is what they get.
Armstrong, yeah. Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? Muppets.
Stretch Armstrong.
They had Peter Sellers on there once. Fantastic. And David Bowie. They had David Bowie on there once. What's with Mother?
Luke, you're not allowed to ask about the dark arts. How I get it. You're not allowed to ask.
Oh, God, what's
I'll tell you what though, I'm not giving him any fucking money. Look at him. And nor should you, old ham hands. Shouldn't pay into this. Look at that, you wouldn't want that leaning over you. Stretch Armstrong. Stretch Johnson. You want to hear it again, don't you? Let's go back.
Series, no, forget the American series. We had Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men. Yeah, we had Andy Pandy. The Americans can't touch Andy Pandy. No chance.
That sounds like a weird conspiracy theory he's got. The Americans can't get to Andy Pandy. Andy Pandy's safe. Where's Andy Pandy? Agent Pandy. Agent Pandy, come in. Agent Pandy, come in. Sir, the Americans have got to Agent Pandy. No. We're going to have to turn him as a double agent against the Russians in that case. Agent Pandy's out in the field.
We're sooty, for God's sake.
Like the way he looks so serious about it, and he's the armchair detective. It just makes me feel like he's cracking some sort of serious case files, going back over the old case files. We had Andy Pandy.
No chance.
No chance.
No chance. We're sooty, for
We had Sooty.
Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men. Yeah, we're Andy Pandy. The Americans.
We had Andy Pandy on our side during the war. Hitler had no chance. With Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Man and Agent Pandy, Hitler stood no chance.
Pandy. Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men.
It's like agent code names.
We're Andy Pandy. The Americans can't touch Andy Pandy.
The Americans can't get to him.
No chance.
No chance. He's safe.
We're sooty, for God's sake. Twizzle, yeah.
Twizzle, yeah.
Stretch his arms. You had weird Twizzle stretch his arms. You had, was it Captain America? No, Stretch Johnson or something, didn't you? You had Stretch Johnson or so stretched his eggs and that.
Tell me you're drunk without telling me you're drunk.
Muppet Show, that's good. Stretch his arms. You had
tell me you're still taking the tramadol that they told you not to take anymore, without telling me that you're still taking the tramadol that they told you not to take anymore.
Twizzle, yeah. Stretch his arms. You had weird Twizzle stretch his arms. You had, was it Captain America? Well, no, Stretch Johnson or something, didn't you? You had Stretch Johnson or so stretched his eggs and that. Muppet Show, that's good.
That's good.
Muppets was made in England.
This is it, right? This is the point where they say, "Oh, he's smoking that weed. He's smoking that weed." How long have I been sat here smoking weed for now, right? This is where I think it hits the right note for me, because this is so fun. 6.5 hours. So 6.5 hours. I think we might hit the YouTube stream limits at some point. But 6.5 hours, and I'm really enjoying myself now. Having a laugh, having a smoke, and I'm really enjoying myself.
There you go, made in England again, but for the American market.
Yeah, same as you, isn't it, Alan?
Stretch
Anyway.
Armstrong, yeah.
Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? Muppets. There was Peter Sellers on there once. Fantastic. And David Bowie. They had David Bowie on there once. Watch with Mother. Oh, God, Watch with Mother. That's so old.
Creepy.
Sam met Captain Noah. I don't know who Captain Noah is. I don't know who Barney the dinosaur is either.
I don't know.
We didn't get many of your. Started getting American kids stuff around the time of. What's that? Barnaby Street, was it? No.
What? What?
Oh my God, what's that famous Sesame Street? Sesame Street.
Barnaby
The
Street.
American one that took off over here.
Barnaby Street. Is there anybody in the world that doesn't know the name of Sesame Street? How random, Peter Sellers, yeah. His old heroes. Sorry, I'm going to have to adjust myself. Things are getting uncomfortably sweaty down here. Excuse me. The ramblings of a madman.
While you're doing Sesame Street, we're doing Rainbow with Zippy.
Fuck you, Sesame Street. Come and fight Zippy if you want, if you fancy it.
Sesame Street.
Why is he so aggressive about the contrast between American and UK TV when he was a child? Why is he so angry about it?
So is either. We didn't get many of your. Started getting American kids stuff around the time of. What's that? Barnaby Street, was it? No. Oh my God, what's that famous Sesame Street? Sesame Street was the American one that took off over here. While you're doing Sesame Street, we're doing Rainbow with Zippy.
What's that? What's that? Zippy.
Rainbow.
Why is Zippy doing that? Maybe he did a lot of that.
Sesame Street was big here.
Mm-hmm.
That was on for about 25 years, wasn't it?
Getting the facts from Alan here.
And then we had those Australians. What were those 3 Australians
I
called?
don't know what you're talking about.
I think they were brothers.
What? 3 Australian brothers. Does anybody in chat know what the fuck he's on about? Because his chat don't know. He doesn't know. Maybe someone here might know. But you paid the money to be the patron, and if you've just tuned in, oh, I'm missing Alan's patron. I would pay for that. I'm going to quickly tune in and see what's happening on the patron. Might be getting the inside scoop from the Armchair Detective.
What's the Australian kids show? The 3 men, I think they were.
What? Maybe that's one of those ones off your hard drive.
I think they were brothers. What's the Australian kids show? The 3 men, I think they were. Oh, what was that called? The Australian one. Forgot.
Don't know.
What they called again? They used to sing.
Did they?
Massive popular about 30, 40 years ago.
Wait, are you getting confused, Alan? Because 30 or 40 years ago, 30 years ago would have been 2000. What are we in 2023 now? Okay, so it would have been like the late 90s. You're sticking another 10 years, you're talking about the late 80s. That's not your generation. You're talking about longer than that, aren't you? Not being ageist, but you're getting your dates wrong. Confused by the modern world, Alan.
Anyway.
Left behind 20 years ago.
Wiggles, yes. The Wiggles.
The Wiggles? What the fuck are the Wiggles? What the fuck are the Wiggles? Sounds like a paedophile outfit. Obviously, this is the Wiggles. Modern. You can't be talking about them, can he? Okay. In the 90s, in Australia, this is fucking weird. Like, I had no idea about this, but then 1993 to 2012. But Alan at this point would have been a full-grown man. Maybe his kids like the Wiggles. Maybe his kids like the Wiggles. But he didn't when he was a kid, because it wasn't on the telly. This is in the 90s. I won't play a lot because it will get us binned off copyright, but let's just have a quick look at what he's saying for context. Okay. This looks fucking bad. Alan used to watch this in the 90s. How old was he? He was a full-grown adult. He was in his 30s or 40s. I don't want to see any more of that. He does. He enjoys it.
Yeah, the Wiggles. The Clangers. Clangers.
That's Partridge. That's Partridge.
Anyway. Wiggles, yes. The Wiggles. Yeah, the Wiggles. The Clangers. Clangers. On the moon.
That is Alan Partridge. Anyone in chat who knows Alan Partridge knows that this is Alan Partridge.
Wiggles, yes. The Wiggles. Yeah, the Wiggles. The Clangers. Clangers. On the moon. Clangers. Oh my lord.
Oh, clangers. You dropped a
Skippy the
few.
bush kangaroo. Yeah.
Someone in
Roy
chat said
Rogers.
Skippy.
Yeah. Wagon train.
You know, it's just naming
it
things.
Takes me back.
Takes me back.
Play school. Never liked play school.
Didn't
Never liked play school. Boring. That's
program.
a moth.
That was a moth. Why we easily distracted?
Oh, it takes me back. Play school. Never liked play school. Never liked play school. Boring. That's a moth. That's a moth. Play school, yeah. Rubbish. Rainbow was better than Play School. And then you had Blue Peter versus Jackdaw. Was it called Jackdaw? On ITV had one potato. No, one for a jackdaw, two for a whatever. Then Play School. And then you had Blue Peter versus Jackdaw. Was it
What's
called
this
Jackdaw?
now?
On ITV had
He's going to say one potato, and it just comes out of nowhere, and I find it incredibly funny. This is just good old Alan. We had one potato.
one potato. No,
One potato, no.
on ITV had one potato. No, one for a jackdaw, two for a whatever. BBC had Blue Peter. ITV had one's a blackbird, two's a what was that called? Magpie. There you go. It was Blue Peter versus Magpie.
Magpie.
Lamb Chop, I remember him. Yeah.
Larry the Lamb.
Wiggles.
Wiggles. Just mention the word again, Wiggles.
Lamb Chop was American, so I remember that.
I ask you again, right? Sometimes I have to
amazing, isn't
question.
it? Childhood, yeah.
Right, amazing, isn't it? Childhood. Having a good think about children, weren't you, Alan, on the lead up to worrying about this video that I was going to drop, not knowing what the content of my video was going to be. You were quite worried about it on the lead up to it. The armchair's looking particularly frayed behind you at the moment, interestingly. Is that the same armchair, or have you got different armchairs in different locations? The idea that you'd be talking about all these kids things is, remember, it's sinister, but we are having a great laugh.
Wiggles.
Wiggles.
Lamb Chop was American, so I remember that. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Childhood, yeah.
I had another point to make, but I got mislaid. I forgot. I was going to. That's it. Sometimes I wonder, am I the one smoking the dope? Because he's the one doing this on his Patreon stream. It feels like he's on drugs and I'm in the real world. Hello Grumpy Granny in chat. This guy could be put in Grumpy Granny. Didn't you say that you thought did you or did you not say that you thought I photoshopped those Smule videos? Because if you're worried about who photoshopped the Smule videos, I'm going to copy and paste this. Did we talk about this earlier? I think we talked about it earlier. Follow that link and you can see that they're live on the internet right now. I can show you that right now. Firefox. I'm not going to show you videos of kids right now, but if you look, we're just on the internet, look, and there's the videos, and oh, they're on the Smule website. So I haven't photoshopped them. So don't ever get that twisted. We're going back to Alan and his fucking nuts. Are you sure it's not him that's on the drugs? Are you sure I'm the one that he's accusing of using drugs? And I've got a weird mind. Are you sure it's me that's got the twisted mind, or is it you, Alan? What's happening here?
It's brought it all back. It's like yesterday. 65 years ago. It's come right back.
Come right back.
Flubble
Except
up.
you couldn't remember any of it. And you were asking, chat, do you remember who this is? And we had Stretch Johnson, and it's all just flooding right back. He's like a... he's it's like it was yesterday. You know what I mean, Minky? It's like it was yesterday. It's all come flooding back. What was his name again? And who was that? And what was this program? And this feels like I wonder sometimes whether I actually have dementia. Not having a joke about dementia, it's a very serious thing, but sometimes I worry whether I have dementia and I'm in an old people's home and I'm talking to this nutter and both of us are nuts and I can't quite perceive it properly because I have dementia. Like, oh, those two, they think they're on the internet with each other. You know, those two, they think they're on the internet with each other. Oh, he's doing the flower pot man again. Kirsty, come and get your dad from Dixon's. He's on the karaoke in Dixon's again, Kirsty. Come and get him. Come and get him out of Dixon's.
65 years ago. It's come right back.
Come right back.
Flubble up. Flower pot men. Flubble up. They're their own language. Who's the blonde girl that's to sit in between them? Ragdoll, what's she called? The flower pot man. In the middle was this blonde girl. I think she was a rag doll. I can't remember her name.
Wasn't that the weed that was between them?
Sharon Lewis and Lamb Chop, yeah. Who was the girl in?
It's all come flooding back. It's all come flooding back. Alan had a sexual attraction to the weed character in the middle of the two flower pot men.
The Wooden Tops.
No, it's Wooden Tops.
Daisy, yeah. Daisy.
Tramadol kicking in.
You're taking me places I haven't been. Little wee.
I'm getting Grumpy Granny and Nosy Nana confused. No, I don't know if I am. Am I?
Sorry about the croaky voice, just rolled out of bed. So I've seen the toing and froing that's going on with Alan's ridiculous community post. I will read that later, Val. I just wanted to show you this. I have Smule because I enjoy singing, but I'm not stupid enough to put the videos up, Alan.
Good call.
So this is what it looks like on your Smule when you've done a duet with somebody. It says the name of the song, the two names of the people that sing, and then, you know, people can press hearts and comment and stuff like that.
What about if you do a collaboration?
That. You don't get the little picture with the two people side by side.
Okay.
Smule only has that on their advertising.
No, not just on their advertising, on their actual website. Look, here it is. Here it is on the website. There's two people side by side in the collaboration on the website. Here's the link. Copy. Paste.
See how the people are all super pretty? That's just their advertising. You don't get that photo of the two people singing because I don't use my camera while I sing, so they don't have my photo. Scott has made that photo to go with the singing and what he's talking about.
No, I haven't. I went on the internet and recorded it live on the internet during a stream. We talked about it extensively in today's episode. If she's confused, she can go back to the start of today's episode and watch it. No, I haven't. I haven't made that.
You probably should have said that.
I didn't need to say that because I didn't make it. It's not. I said in the video, this is not an editing trick. All I did is blur out the faces of the children. They're live on those videos. That's how the video appears on the internet. There's the link in the chat. Here it is live on the internet. Here is the video with the two kids. I'll click it now. Watch. I'll click it. Click. This is not a video. That's not an editing trick. There it is. I haven't made that. That's on Smule on John Bray's account, which has been suspended. But because Tilly's hasn't, this is still available for you to see and verify. So that video is incorrect. I would, request a correction there. If she's in chat now, Grumpy Granny, I'd request a correction. You check it out. I mean, it's everything I've been saying today in today's episode, and I have not. Saying that I've made it is saying what Alan said, but I didn't. So I wouldn't say that. In fact, it's the opposite. So that's why I was saying that. Big ups. We're not cross. I'm not cross. I'm not angry or anything. I just think you should correct that because otherwise it sounds like you're supporting Alan.
Weed? Little weed used to pop up. Little weed.
This is Alan.
The garden shed. Oh dear. You weren't another flower pot man, were you, Americans? No.
So they won't know what you're talking about, Alan. So why did you do that weird impression? Could you imagine having I don't know how many Americans there are in his chat room, but could you imagine having a bunch of people who don't know what you're talking about and doing this for them as entertainment?
Many places I haven't been. Little weed. Little weed used to pop up. Little weed.
It's not creepy, is it? It's not creepy, is it, Alan?
Sure. Daisy, yeah. Daisy. You taking me places I haven't been. Little weeds. Little weeds. Used to pop up. Little weeds.
Classic Alan Vinnicum.
Garden shed. Oh dear. You weren't another flower pot man, were you, American?
No. So they won't know what the fuck you're going on about, will they?
Little weed. All started with torture, right? No one's come up with the name of those silhouette things.
Threatening
I'm
them.
struggling with that. It was the silhouettes of the Elizabethan times.
Get your hand out of the
It's
ham
one
hand. No one's come up with those fucking silhouettes, have they? You're not doing your work in my paid chat.
No one's come up with the name of those silhouette things. I'm struggling with that. It was the silhouettes of the Elizabethan times.
Why don't you
It's one
Google
of
it?
the first thing I can remember that was animated.
Do you want me to do it for you, Alan? You fucking idiot. Because he won't have Googled this. Silhouettes of, what do you say? Elizabethan TV. I put Watch with Mother because it was about that era. Picture book, it'll be called, won't it? Will it be picture book? I don't want to watch a full episode and get done, but this looks like it's the sort of thing he's talking about.
Yeah, you could use sticky tape to stick these corners together.
Oh no, this is the woman and the
Wish to
dog.
put a card next page in the picture book.
God, actually, this is already giving me the horn. She's got this wonderful voice.
It's such a pretty yellow colour. No, they don't want any water. Let's try some more.
They don't want any more water. This is the original ASMR. My mum got these videos when we were kids to say these are the programs we used to watch when I was a kid. And I used to think, I remember when she played with me, I used to think, God, this is awful. What an awful childhood you had. I used to think she'd been like, you know, like gone through some tragic childhood. Oh, this is the telly we used to watch when I was a kid. And I was like, this is fucking awful. But they had this little doggy in this one, and this lady would do all the nice talking and cutting things out with scissors, and I used to fucking love this. The doggy.
Now we've got the ruler. We'll draw a straight line near the top edge. Not this folded edge here, but this open edge.
I think this might have imprinted onto my naive sexuality. I think that now I'm a grown up, I'm finding this in strangely more sexually attractive than I thought I would.
The ruler on the paper.
Oh yes, dude.
And draw a straight line.
This is my Nigella Lawson.
on the top of it with the pencil. Like
She's not doing anything saucy. Get the scissors
With the
going for me,
scissors.
please. There we go,
Going
the
to cut
scissors.
slits
Yes.
Up to the
Slits.
pencil
Slits, you little sauce pot.
line. Straight cut. And there's one slit.
Ooh.
And there's another.
Ooh.
And another slit.
Oh, that's doing it
Up to
for
the
me. That
pencil.
is actually, I love the sound of it. I love the whole setup. I'm sure there must have been something about having been given this video to watch when I was a kid at some point. I don't know why. Like, I would have been quite a young kid because my mum wanted to show us the stuff she used to watch, and we were young kids, and like we watched a bit of it. The video was kicking around in our video collection. I remember watching this sometimes. I don't know why it's imprinted on me in this way, but the sound of the scissors and her lovely received pronunciation and the whole premise of it is all very saucy for me now. It's not saucy, but it's just like, ooh, I like this.
So line.
Maybe it's somewhere between ASMR and Nigella Lawson.
Now, you would go on cutting those slits all along the paper. But there isn't time for me to do that. So I have paper here already cut
Oh,
with all the slits. Look, this is what it looks like.
it looks
Something
saucy in some way, but I can't tell why.
like a comb, isn't it?
Like a
Or a
comb.
little girl's fringe.
Ooh, a little girl's fringe. Now we're getting in a place that I don't want to go. So let's go back to Alan. Sorry, I went to the wrong bit there. Where are we? It's this.
Anyone remember that? No, I don't suppose you do. Spotty dog. Yeah, spotty dog. Oh dear.
So that wasn't the thing Alan was talking about. I couldn't find the silhouettes thing either. But we'll find them one day maybe. Or maybe he made them up.
Never like.
Or maybe he's that old. Maybe Alan is some kind of creepy, weird, vampire that went through several. Like, he doesn't seem like it, doesn't he? He seems like the type. Maybe he lived a former. Maybe when he was a child in his first vampiric existence, before he was shipped over in the coffin from Romania, like Dracula. Maybe he enjoyed silhouette play and lamps, and his memory's so vague and distant from that time. But it wasn't the telly; it was just lamps.
Sooty. Never into Sooty.
Jumpers for goalposts. Very good, Gregory Davis. Very good. Jumpers for goalposts, eh? Football down the park, eh? Nice header. Bag of chips, salt and vinegar, eh? Someone took them off you. Now you've got to fight them in the street because they've knocked your chips on the floor, eh? Jumpers for goalposts, eh?
I thought he was
Skins and shirts, eh? Going back into the locker room with the going into the locker room with the gym instructor, eh?
arrogant, Sooty.
Wait, what's this?
No, that's what you do. Spotty dog. Yeah, spotty dog. Oh dear. Never liked Sooty. Never into Sooty. I thought he was arrogant, Sooty.
You thought Sooty was arrogant. Is that somebody else's stand-up routine, or are you saying that for real? You thought Sooty was arrogant. Do you know what I'm aware of tonight as well? If we do an 8-hour stream, he said I was obsessed by him for doing an 8-hour stream. We're up to 7 hours now. We're not going to quite make 8 hours tonight. But you know what has to happen is Alan has to watch all this. Alan has to watch all this. And he doesn't enjoy it like you do.
I preferred Sweep.
I preferred Sweep.
Sweep was naughty. There was Sooty, Sweep, and then they had this panda girl.
Sue.
Sooty and Sweep never said a word in their life.
Why don't you remember the women's names? None of the women were pertinent enough to have their names remembered. Some panda girl. Sooty, Sweep, and some woman.
Sooty, Sweep, and then they had this panda girl. Sooty and Sweep never said a word in their lives, and this panda wouldn't shut up. I think she was called Sandy or something. She wouldn't shut up. She had a voice and everything. Typical woman, right?
The misogyny.
And this panda wouldn't shut up. I think she was like Sooty. Never into Sooty. I thought he was arrogant, Sooty. I preferred Sweep. Sweep was naughty. It was Sooty, Sweep, and then they had this panda girl.
Wait, I'm going to record this one. I'm going to record this one for a quick Twitch clip as well, because this is perfect attractor stuff.
Never into Sooty. I thought he was arrogant, Sooty.
Wait,
I preferred Sweep.
wait. I need to get that bit as well.
Sweep was never liked Sooty. Never into Sooty. I thought he was arrogant, Sooty. I preferred Sweep. Sweep was naughty. It was Sooty, Sweep, and then they had this panda girl. Sooty and Sweep never said a word in their lives, and this panda wouldn't shut up. I think she was called Sandy or something. She wouldn't shut up. She had a voice and everything. Typical woman, right? Poor Sooty and Sweep, because of everything. It was like with a wand like that. Well, poor old Sooty, no voice. Super grand, yeah. Sue, yeah, Sue could speak.
Sue could speak. I've stopped the recording
Which
there.
is quite useful if you're trying to make a TV series.
I'm just going to quickly bang that one up on Twitch because I just want to just get that up there. It's misogyny. It's a little example of misogyny. Just going to quickly tweet Alan's most recent that I've seen, although there are probably more since I've last been looking. Angry Alan thought Sooty was arrogant. Sooty. We're dissing Sooty here. We're dissing Sooty. The Sooty was arrogant, and Sue was a typical woman as she talked too much. Just going to tweet that out into the world. Just going to let them have that in the world when it's uploaded there. It's just...
I thought he was arrogant, Sooty. I preferred Sweep. Sweep was naughty. It was Sooty, Sweep, and then they had this panda girl. Sooty and Sweep never said a word in their lives, and this panda wouldn't shut up. I think she was called Sandy or something. She wouldn't shut up. Shut up.
So why isn't it letting me tweet? Hurry up. Processing. Oh, it's hurrying up now. Good. Maybe because I'm online as well. There you go. I can tweet that. I want to put also Angry Alan Vinicum thought Sooty was arrogant, and then I'll hashtag it with Armchair Detective. Because, you know, your algorithm is mine now, Alan. Your algorithm is mine now.
Next thing I do is to open the paper out.
I bet you do, you saucy. I bet you do. Go on then, open that paper for me, baby.
Unfold it. I must do this very carefully because I don't want to tear it.
No. Oh, I'll be very careful not to...
Huh?
It is saucy.
Open it out.
Oh.
And now it's flat. Now I'm going to stick this corner on top of this corner here.
Don't. It's getting me too... It's getting me too steamed up. Don't. Look at the way she's looking at you. She is sauce pot. Where are we? Armchair Dick. Do you remember I was saying like Scotty wants a wifey? All you have to do is sit over there and do that with the paper. I'll turn the cameras. You can sit in the same room here and you can be doing that in the background. And I won't even be able to do my stream. I'll be like, oh, she's doing the scissors. Let me have a minute. Whereas Alan...
Supergram was good, wasn't it? Oh, what's that ghost? Ghost Granny. What was that?
Was that your nan died, Alan? And you Don't start me. Don't start me.
Was that Supergram was a ghost?
No, it was your actual nan died, and you thought she was haunting you. Do you remember?
Oh, it's like Happy Days. Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. Never missed episode of Happy Days. Loved it. 50s America. Lovely. All the cars in the cafes.
And the Fonz and the hot men.
Fonz. That's
Yes.
my favourite show. As a teenager, I used to love Happy Days. Rocking all through the week. Monday, Tuesday. Waiting
Is he now playing to the American audience, or what? What's happening here?
for the weekends. Yeah. Rent a Ghost, that was it. Rent a Ghost.
Did you just
Casper
put Rent a
was
Ghost in our
American.
chat? Louise, what's happening? All right, no. Obviously, he said it, and now you've said it. I get it. I was like, how are you doing that? Are you psychic? You said Rent a Ghost, and he said it, but it's because he described it, and you knew what it was. I tell you, I'm losing my mind now.
Rent a Ghost. Casper was the American one.
I thought for a minute there I was doing my old classic of reading someone else's chat off someone else's stream as assuming it's mine. What were the names? What was the name, Sarah, in the chat when I said hello to them? What was their name? Should I just say Kathy because I can't remember? Yes, Kathy. You can. What did I even say to her? I was talking to someone in someone else's chat.
Rin Tin Tin, I remember that. Remember Rin Tin Tin?
Big
And
up
the
Helen.
other one, Tintin, with that bit of hair. Tintin.
You've got Tintin hair, you nutter. Big ups Helen, that was it. Big ups Helen. In someone else's chat that happened to be on the screen because we were watching their stream.
Adventures of Tintin. Remember him?
Tintin.
Fonz.
Fonz. Isn't this just like somebody with dementia in an old people's home just rambling away as they attempt to construct a jigsaw of a dog in a custard bowl? Someone's going to change the channel on the telly. Oh, don't you change that channel? I like that channel. Alan, you don't have control over the remote control. Oh, you shut up. No, not everyone. Calm down. Alan's not causing trouble again, is he? Alan's Twilight Zone, yeah. The Twilight Hour with Alan. The Twilight of my life with Alan.
Fonz was a bit weird now looking back. He was like 30. Fonz Fonz was a bit weird now looking back. He was like 30, living in his friend's attic with his mum and dad, his mum and dad, like on his own, and he was like 35, and all his girlfriends were 16.
Well, Alan, 2 days before Nonskate kicks off, he's saying this. It doesn't seem like he would. Could you imagine him making the same joke tonight? I'm actually telling you, I think these are things that other people have said over the years about Happy Days. I think this is somebody else's stand-up routine that he's quoting there, but he seems to think that that's a bit creepy. If you think that's creepy, Alan, people are above the age of consent and someone living in someone's attic. Imagine what you're going to think about the video that we dropped about you and your Smule songs.
The Fonz, he'd always have a couple of girls on there, but they're always college girls, right? Wouldn't get away with it today, would they? The Fonz would be...
It's not, hang on, you wouldn't get away with it today. Not wouldn't dream of doing it today. Wouldn't get away with it today. Like there's something to be getting away with. In your mind, it's like some sort of, it's about whether you can get away with it, is it, Alan?
Seen in a different way now.
Would be, yes, things do get seen in
The
different,
Fonz was awful. But he never went for any girls his own age, did he? He kept getting the girlfriends off the boy.
You just said he was your favourite. How are you doing this to yourself? He literally just said the Fonz was my favourite of all these people. I used to watch it every week. He was my favourite one. He didn't ever have a girlfriend his own age. He was always flirting with the very fine line between adolescence and adulthood. Like, what are you doing, Alan?
It was 17.
Stretch
He nicked all
Johnson.
the girlfriends off the boy that's 17. He's 35. It's not fair, is it? Top Cat, excellent. Top Cat. Officer Dibble. Benny the Bull. Oh my God, I'm going there now. Fred Flint's Benny the Bull. Oh my God, I'm going there now. Top Cat. Excellent. Top Cat. Officer Dimble. Benny the Bull. Oh my God, I'm going there now. Fred Flintstone. My favorite cartoon. Flintstones were brilliant. They're living in the dark ages, but they had all these latest American gadgets. Fantastic, Fred Flintstone. Well, it was, wasn't it? Flintstones were amazing. Henry Winkler's a very nice man. Yeah, he is. I Love Lucy. That wasn't really for kids, was it? But I remember it. Mork and Mindy, yeah. Yeah, the Fonz lived outside the house, upstairs in some sort of attic thing.
What are we doing?
Do you know, I never thought nothing of it, the Fonz at the time. Looking back now, it's not right, is it? What else did I used to watch? America. I just like the monkeys. Hey, hey, we're the monkey.
Fuck
That was a good one.
monkey around.
That'd be 1965, wouldn't it? Monkeys, 65, 66.
I don't fucking know.
Wow, so long ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, don't sing with kids and you'll be lonely.
Banana Splits. Banana Splits. What's the tune to that again? Banana Splits. That was funny.
Look over there again, Alan.
What's the tune to that again?
Doodly
Banana
doodly.
Splits. That was funny. Banana Splits. What's the tune to that again? Banana Splits. That was funny. Benny Hill wouldn't stand a chance these days. No chance, Benny. Chasing young girls round and round in the park is not going to work, Benny. That's gone.
That's gone. Back in the day, we could get away with it, but you can't now. That's gone. Gone. That's gone. Chasing girls around in the park, Benny. Now in context with Nonskate, this sounds so bad. He was doing this 2 days before Nonskate hit. This was what was on his mind.
America loved Benny Hill. He was very popular.
Once I was 70 years
You know, I had a
old.
funny period when I liked Ken Dodd. When Ken Dodd, right, when I was a little kid, he had a thing called Naughty Ash.
God, here we go.
And he had these little Diddy men that had their own show. The Diddy men from Naughty Ash, remember that? So he did a kids show. I used to like that. And they all look like Doddy, right? They all had the same hairstyle as Ken Dodd, right? It was not little
He's doing this so seriously. Like the way he's telling this is like as if he's, again, this feels like he's doing one of his live streams about Nicola Bulley or something. Like there's no difference in his demeanour when he's talking seriously about Ken Dodd and the Doddy Man and when he's talking about like Chris Watts and whatever. Like
They all look like Doddy, right? They all had the same hairstyle as Ken Dodd, right? It was not little
he's
Diddy
the
men.
armchair detective.
Someone on YouTube now looks like Ken Dodd, doesn't there?
You.
Who it is.
It's fucking you. It's you.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. Yeah. I remember that. And then, of course, you had the big competition. Were you for the Munsters or the Addams Family?
That was the big competition. Were you for the Munsters or the Addams Family? Come on, Buttons.
What are we gonna do? We got a big problem.
I like the Munsters. I like the Addams Family. Big competition, isn't it? Yeah, I remember. Massive. What? Forget it.
That was hard, wasn't it?
It was hard.
Now, of course, the Munsters was the most popular. But over the period of time, the Addams Family is more popular. Addams Family is still popular today, right?
Which one would you fit in more accurately with Alan? Where do you think you would have fit in? Do you think you would have been better with the Addams Family or the Munsters? I think you're a Munster, to be honest. I think you belong with the Munsters. Me and Wednesday, we're going to be big friends. Me and Wednesday are going to be big friends when she grows up. But she's grown up now, isn't she? Because she was played by Jenna Ortega in this most recent one, and she's quite grown up herself, really, isn't she? Wednesday. Bit of the old saucy Wednesday. But Alan, I think you're much more of a Munster. I think you're much more of a Herman Munster. But they're funny and, funny. Like, you're not funny, you're just creepy.
Munsters died out, but the Munsters was the big story. And then the Addams Family came along. And now they're taking over, yeah? That's what happened there. And then, of course, for boys, were you a Superman or a Batman?
Were you?
I used to go Saturday morning pictures, and it'd be Superman or Batman in black and white from the 1950s American series.
You used to go to the morning pictures and watch the 1950s films in the 1950s then, did you? Fucking hell, taking us back now, isn't he? Managing to stay really relevant on his YouTube channel.
Saturday morning pictures, and it'd be Superman or Batman in black and white from the 1950s American series. I was always for Superman. I liked his kryptonite. Superman was mine. I didn't like Superboy. I didn't like Supergirl. I just liked Superman. Yeah. Batman didn't get like He did get Batgirl, but he didn't get like.
Any pussy?
He didn't really. He just didn't appeal to me, Batman. It's just like a bloke who could climb up buildings, really, wasn't he, Batman? Had a nice car.
Batman
He
had a
didn't
nice
have any
car.
superpowers, really.
No superpowers.
Bewitched was good.
Bewitched. I'll tell you what, Samantha from Bewitched, hello. Samantha from Bewitched, wiggling her little nose. That made an impression on me when I was a kid.
I still like Bewitched.
I bet you did.
Green Acres. That's an American one. I remember that. Superman was great.
This is 50 minutes into his hour-long broadcast for his patrons.
I like Superman because he was always saving. He was always saving people's lives. You know, somebody would be falling off the Niagara Falls, and he's in New York, and he'd get to Niagara Falls and save their life within 10 seconds. I used to love that one.
I used to love that. Power fantasy.
He was a superhero. Follyfoot. Oh,
Ooh, what's this? Ooh. What was that?
he was a superhero. Follyfoot. Oh.
Ooh. Follyfoot.
Black Beauty. Yeah, Black Beauty. There you go.
That's Partridge. That's and that's Partridge. That's Number Wang. And all the game show goes off, and that's Number Wang. Black Beauty. Alan Partridge has the Black Beauty theme tune on his Bang & Olufsen.
He was a superhero. Follyfoot. Oh. Black Beauty. Yeah, Black Beauty. There you go. What am I doing talking about this crap?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Green Acres, yeah. Living on a farm. I'm running out of them now. I'm running out. My history's running out. My television history's going. Lassie. Yes, of course, Lassie. Little House on the Prairie. Yes. Matey Boy from Bonanza, right? Michael Laundry, it was called. Bonanza was good as well, wasn't it? High Chaparral.
Why don't you do Sweets next, Alan? Like most people, like imagine we did we did the chocolate tier list. We talked about all the chocolate bars and reminisced and had the nostalgia, and we put them in a tier list and we made some sort of content about it. But what Alan's doing is simply listing these things, like an itemized list of things he can remember, and then making maybe one throwaway comment about each and moving forward. Like, it's just an itemized list of things he can remember he saw on the telly. Lynn.
On the Prairie. Was that with Little House on the Prairie? Was that with the girl that was naughty, the blonde spoilt
He loves these naughty kids, doesn't he?
Little House on the Prairie? Was that with Little House on the Prairie? Was that with the girl that was naughty, the blonde spoilt girl? Was she from another family? The blonde spoilt teenage girl, right? That was Little House on the Prairie, wasn't it? She was always in trouble.
That's not when people talk about Little House on the Prairie. They talk about good night, Doc. Good night, John. Like they talk about a sort of nostalgia for a time gone by where things were simpler and life was better, and people didn't go around shooting people and stealing things. You know, it's a much more wholesome feel when people think of Little House on the Prairie. What Alan thinks of is a naughty schoolgirl, and she's naughty, and she's a spoiled little schoolgirl, and I'd do things to. Well, I didn't say that you'd do things to her.
Family, the blonde spoilt teenage girl, right? That was Little House on the Prairie, wasn't it? She's always in trouble.
Cat thinks it's time to finish.
Big Valley, yeah.
Big Valley's the name of my band.
Big Valley, what a memory!
What a memory! I chose Big Valley as the name of my band because it conjures up certain ideals, but I think it's not the best name, really. Might need to change that.
Of course, Columbo. Columbo's the king, isn't he? Columbo was up there. All the
saggy
rest,
pants.
nowhere near.
Old saggy pants.
Ironside.
Ironside was in a wheelchair.
They're nowhere near. None of them were nowhere near.
So Alan didn't favour him. Or was that Kojak was in a wheelchair? It wasn't one of them. I think it was Ironside. Alan doesn't favour them anyway. He favours Columbo, who used to walk around with his plastic Marks and Spencer's bag and his little cap and his gammy eye.
Rockford Files. No one could touch Columbo. Highlight of my week, Sunday
They couldn't touch Andy Pandy either, could they, though? It's like, he's in the same echelon as Andy Pandy.
night, Columbo. See if I could guess who did the murder in the first minute. Sometimes I used to miss the first quarter of an hour on purpose.
But you liked it.
Just to see how Columbo would trap the person. You know who did the murder. You saw him doing the murder in the first minute.
So you would miss the first 15 minutes of your favourite show to make the viewing experience better.
You knew the result. It's the weirdest detective show. Who did it? Well, they just showed you that the murder was in the first minute. It's always like how he outthought these super intelligent artists or
Oh,
bankers.
super intelligent artist. Somebody thinks he's a bit of an artist himself, don't they? Super intelligent artist. I think Alan would like to be able to outthink the super intelligent artists, wouldn't he? I think he'd like to be able to outthink the super chuffer, wouldn't he? Just doesn't have the means, doesn't have the ability. Yeah, this is Partridge. This is Partridge up a million.
He'd outthink him, right? They thought he was stupid. He's got no idea. In the end, he always got him. And he always got the policeman outside the door.
He's saying in chat there, GTSY thinks he's on autopilot because GTSY, I think, he's on autopilot. His brain isn't engaged. He knows they don't give a crap as long as they can sit and look at him and fantasize. You think GTSY, they think that Alan is a fantasy figure for some of these. I get the concept. You know, I think some of them got hooked into that at some point, but I can't imagine it myself. Like, not in today's day and age with all the different, like, we were talking earlier about what a man is. Like, Alan's perception of what a man is might be maybe to someone's taste, but you've got all these other wider, more diverse, you know, maybe this is just a very, very, very strange niche for some people, that they like an abusive older gentleman with ham hands and gammy hanging armies and gaslighting and contradictions, rants and a bad knee, obsessed with themselves, their own sense of self-importance. Maybe there are some people that are into this as a particular kink, but I think it must be a very small niche. And even if you do like Alan and whatever he, you know, is to you, there are other people that can offer you more, that can be better. You know, and there's someone in chat there, RM42, the Jetsons. The Jetsons. You're doing it in chat now.
Ready to arrest him when he does a big reveal on how he did the murder. And they never fight and they never run. They go, yeah, you got me. It's hilarious. Hilarious. Rockford was good.
Glad we cleared this up, Alan.
Yeah, oh, well done, yes. The naughty girl was Nellie Olsen, yeah.
He wanted her name so he could Google her and look at pictures of her, didn't he? Gonna have a think about that later, aren't you, Alan? This is so... the problem is I now have to imagine Alan masturbating over these pictures of Nellie Olsen. It's just not a really nice, visual image, is it? But... she doesn't do it for me. Really, she's not my type. I can see why Alan took I can see why Alan took a shine to her. With her boyish good looks. Wait, Dover and Dolly's mum, don't you turn out to be a nutter as well, right? Isn't it funny? This is you, Dover and Dolly's mum. This is the time you watched that thing and thought I was reading the Bible. Of course she looks like herself, because she is herself. Isn't it funny the adult pictures of her still look like her? No, she is herself. Nelly does still look like Nelly. I still look like me. You still look like you. It'd be weird if she looked like someone else. Sorry, Dover and Dolly's mum. But you know what I mean. I do know what you mean. She does look like herself. She does. She still looks very much like herself, yes. But I would be more surprised if she looked like her someone else. Because this is who she is. It's herself. Alan certainly wanted to make sure he'd got this one sorted. He remembered this one. Little bonnet. Oh, she was a right spoiled madam. Oh. Sorry, Dover and Dolly's mum. I just thought it was a funny comment the way, I read it and the way I could say it out loud. So I'm not saying you're an idiot. I'm saying just, she looks like herself. You look like you. Yeah, I do, don't I? That's why I've used that picture in my passport, because later on, in years to come, when they check it against my face, I'm hoping I still look like me. Sorry.
So with the glue, I'll put a little blob.
Ooh.
There, a little blob of glue.
You.
On the corner like that. And press the two corners together with my fingers.
You can press my corners, baby. Look, even the doggy likes it. Even the little doggy likes it.
There we are.
Look at that.
And now I do the same thing at the other end.
Oh, I can see this is turning out to be a wonderful craft. I'm not doing a black bed in a black room with a black... No, get back to this.
Spoiled. Yeah.
He's wearing all black here. I keep reminding you, like, when you see these episodes of Alan on his show and he's wearing all black, you can go over his little back catalogue and have a look. Like, sometimes he's wearing all black, like he's been delivering milk tray, quite often, and it's just fucking weird.
Yeah. Rawhide. Clint Eastwood.
Right.
Rawhide. Wagon train.
Wagon
See,
wheels. See, I know. See, I know. What does see, I know mean?
Rawhide. Clint Eastwood. Rawhide. Wagon train. See, I know. Columbo's the best.
Muttering, Columbo's the best. As he stumbles into the off license.
Detective Sherlock.
Could you imagine if I was on my show filling for time by thinking and humming? I critique this chair again. Has he always got this rough chair that looks like the cat's been scratching it? Or is this a chair in someone else's location? Does he insist on having this particular armchair that you can get on Amazon? Like, this bog standard armchair in different locations? Someone's going to have to, one of the imps is going to have to keep their eye on the armchair and the quality of the armchair. Or is it just the static from the green screen, maybe?
Inspector Lockhart. Scott from Scotland Yard was the British version. I forget the name of that, but it's Inspector Lockhart.
No, it's just the static from the green screen. Forget what I was saying.
Moustache he had from Scotland Yard. What was that called? No Hiding Place. Yeah, No Hiding Place. Inspector Lockhart. Yeah.
We're on the way to an 8-hour stream.
Yeah, so Z Cars, yeah.
Z Cars.
Kojak. Yeah, you never forget Kojak, can you?
You never forget
Love it,
Kojak.
baby.
Yeah, because of simple catchphrases like "It's always midnight" and "You're here with Super Chuffer." This is your right ear and your left ear. You can never forget Kojak. Whereas you, Alan, will drift off into the river and become fish food, never to be spoken about again.
I never liked what are those twits from Miami called? I didn't ever like them. Crocker and I don't know. Get on with that. I didn't mind Starsky and Hutch, but those Miami Vice now I didn't like that. I don't know why.
Too flash. Enjoying themselves, getting all the girls, having a great time. Jealous, weren't you, Alan?
Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angel. The blonde one, the dark one, and the
Man one?
the blonde one, the dark one,
And the
and the butch one.
butch.
I don't remember the names. I used to like the very pretty dark-haired one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Farrah Fawcett never did nothing for me. And
Never
the
did
butch
nothing.
one did.
Never physically did anything for you. Never sent you any money. Never supported your stream. Never tipped you. Never shared your videos. What do you mean, like she never sexually excited you? I assume.
But the nice.
Hang on. He's doing this thing again where he's like revealing things. So, Charlie's Angels original. Okay. Oh, no. What am I doing? eBay. I don't want to buy them. I just want a picture of the fuckers. A picture of the three. There's a male one, he said. Like a butch one. What's he on about? So, there's a blonde. One of these is Farrah Fawcett. One of these is a butch one. And one of these is the blonde one. So, my guess is that this one is Farrah Fawcett on the left. Maybe. And this one is the butch one then. Because the other one is the blonde one. Is that what I'm to assume? I suppose. Again, she like not being weird about her, yeah, not being mean about her, but this lady that Alan's picked out, much like the last lady, looks boyish in her charms. Like she's a bit more androgynous. She's got a bit more of a square jaw. You know, much like that last girl that we saw, the blonde one. She's the most masculine looking out of the three. It's just a thing I'm noticing. Like Alan's type. You know? Weird.
Really pretty brown-haired girl. I don't know.
Oh, Farrah was on the right, and the really pretty one was the brown-haired girl. Okay, so I've got that
Nothing
wrong.
for me. And the butch one didn't. But
So
the nice, really pretty brown-haired girl. I don't know her name, but I still like her.
this is the girl you
Eric
like.
Estrada, yeah, Chips. That was good.
This girl.
Well, you lost your way there with Dancing with Wolves, Elizabeth. That's a film. Elizabeth's tuned in with a film, and we're doing series. That's a
Fucking you fucking idiot. One of his chatters there tuned in with a film, chimed in, you mean, with a film, and you're doing television series. I didn't realise there were rules on the table. If you suddenly got no sound, then that's your end, because I've still got sound. So don't worry about that. I mean, I won't. You'll have to deal with it yourself. What can I do at your end? It's weird that we've suddenly set some ground rules at the end of the episode so that someone can feel demeaned in chat, isn't it?
brown-haired girl. I don't know her name, but I still like her. Eric Estrada, yeah, Chips. That was good.
Chips.
Well, you lost your way there with Dancing with Wolves, Elizabeth. That's a film.
You stupid woman.
Elizabeth's tuned in with a film, and we're doing series. That's okay. Jacqueline Smith, yeah. Yeah, Jacqueline Smith. Any more? Can I go to bed yet? Chips, that was good. Oh, you can't finish. I've got to finish on a good one. Dukes of Hazzard.
Can't finish. Got to finish on a good one. What he means is the broadcast is 55 minutes long, so he actually finishes the broadcast at 1 hour 2 minutes. Sorry, 1 hour 2 seconds. So Alan is desperate to fill. Is this some sort of? I think he's either got some sort of not attention. What's the word? ADHD, OCD. Like he believes that he has to make the hour. Like he has to tick over to an hour. Because the minute it ticks over, he's finished. At the moment, he wants to finish. He's done with it. But it's his own this is his home Patreon broadcast, and I just scroll down there, and I don't know if you can see. It says 55 minutes. He finishes it on 1 hour and 2 seconds, and he said that in that other rant when he was ranting at us. You know, there's 5 more minutes of this, and he believes that his streams have to tick over to the next hour every time. I don't know why. This is even a private Patreon stream, so I don't know why it needs to, but he can't finish 5 minutes early. It's a bit of a weird one.
I
That.
love that girl, Daisy May. My God, I still look up to her.
Who? Daisy May? Who's that now? Don't bring up a porn star. Who's Daisy, mate? This isn't who he's talking about. I've got no idea. Shut up, Alan.
A little blob of glue. And press the two corners together.
I'll press your corners.
Daisy May. Oh, talking to Daisy Mays. Ed Clampett, the Beverly Hillbillies. Granny, cook some vittles. What's vittles? Vittles.
Vittles.
Possum. Boiled possum. Dukes of Hazzard, brilliant. Yeah. Dukes of Hazzard, yeah. Daisy May. Catherine Summit played Daisy.
Okay, Dukes of Hazzard, Daisy, mate. Okay. Is she going to have little shorties on? She's going to have little shorties on, isn't she? It's not this one. This is Jessica Simpson, but I just thought I'd look at this picture briefly. She got little shorties on. This is... Alan's just, over the course of today, what he's done is he's talked about all his favourite childhood TV programmes and let us in on which favourite women he used to jerk off over. I assume that's what he means. It's weird, isn't it, the way he went from Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men to this is who I used to jerk off over. He's managed to take that jump for us. This is Daisy May. A fine figure of a woman. A little bit chauvinistic.
Ellie Mae.
I mean, who doesn't, let's be fair, who doesn't like short shorts? Who doesn't like short shorts?
It was beautiful. Yeah. I think I've gone through my vittles, yeah. I've gone through my repertoire of cross-American series from my childhood. I think I've gone right from
From your repertoire of things you can remember.
4 with Torchy to 35 with Dukes of Hazzard, I think I have. Grits, yeah. Pigtails, yeah.
Johnny Cakes.
I'm not going to go any further into I don't want to go into Blackadder and things like that. I'm going to leave it with my childhood, I think.
Oh, you like Blackadder? Right, fuck you. Fuck you, Alan. Fuck you. You're not allowed to like Blackadder anymore, Alan. That's our stuff. That's for people who have got taste and decency. You know, Blackadder's our stuff. Get away from it, you dirty... Who are you in Blackadder, Alan? Who are you? There's no one like you in Blackadder. You're darling. That's who you are, Alan. You're darling. I'm Melchit, and you're darling. Do I have to be Melchit in that? I suppose I'm Blackadder, I know I'm the main one. You're darling. I'm not even putting you on Baldrick level. You know, you're beneath Baldrick level. You can be Percy. Alan, you're Percy. Except they haven't got that malignant side to them. But you're certainly not Edmund. Except in the first series. You could be Edmund in the first series.
Drippy Cops, oh yeah. Those Drippy Cops. That was... Oh, what's that called? Those cops that were rubbish.
Brom Vixen's been asleep since 11 o'clock in the evening, and it's now 3:30 in the morning, and we're still here. Yeah, I'm pushing through because I realise, and he's hearing this now at the end of the stream, which is going to really annoy him, but Alan will have to watch all of this. I said it earlier, and what I'm doing is I'm putting him through, and like at the time when he's now, because he's watching this, and instead of having laser focus on what he needs to be doing, he's now going through a late night, a stressful late night again. You know, it's more and more piled on him from me. So the 8 hours accusation that he threw at me, he did 8 hour streams, he did 8 hour streams. We're now 15 minutes away from our second 8 hour Angry Alan stream. It's been a big one, it's been a cool one. We've gone all around different stuff. We've you know, really made it clear about why he's not a nonce. and why he was weird and angry and the lies he told. We've done all that. And now we're on to this final escapade into the depths of his mind. And the barrels that he will be prepared to scrape in the name of sitting online for an hour so he can take the money off these ladies.
That was the forerunner for the guy with grey hair, Naked Gun, right? They had a series before that of Drippy Cops, didn't they? I forget the name of that as well. Police something? Police
Police
Nelson,
Squad.
was he called? With the grey
It
hair?
was called Police
He
Squad.
was in the Drippy Cop series before he made Naked Gun and made a fortune. Not Keystone Cops, no. No, much later.
No. Shame you can't remember things, isn't it?
What was that again? With the guy from Naked Gun was the detective, and he had two policemen with him. They're always effing up. Not Police Academy. That's a TV series. That's a film
So
series.
imagine me and Alan.
TV series.
Imagine me and Alan
Not
do
that.
like a pub quiz, and this question comes up, and on Alan's table he's like, "Oh, I know it. Oh, just give me a minute. I know it." And on my table, I've got the answer. It's in there. Done. Don't question me. Don't all have to talk about it. Alan's trying to listen in. I've got the answer. It's written down. Don't worry. Got you covered. Alan can't. Oh, sure I know. Wasn't it? Oh, come on.
I don't know. I'm dragging it up. What's it called again with the police? Can't remember.
Police
It's
Squad.
funny. Leslie Nielsen.
Police Squad. It's going to annoy everyone, isn't it? Unless I YouTube. Police Squad. I won't play them because it will get me copyright right at the end, and I can't be asked with it. But Police Squad. It's one simple word, and it's a very common word when related to the police. I'm surprised you can't remember it. You fucking idiot, armchair detective. How would anyone trust this man? Okay, to do any research and interesting detect. Like, imagine you putting him on the Nicola Bulley case. He can't remember the name of Police Squad off the telly, which is one of his favourite programmes. And he's chosen to do this as content for people that are paying money.
Was in it. Oh, can't remember the name of it. Got me. That's the
He's
only one
useless.
we can't do.
It wasn't, Alan, that wasn't the only one you couldn't do. Quite often throughout tonight's secondary page, this is from a different Patreon broadcast. Throughout this broadcast, you you failed to know what you were talking about yourself and had to rely on the audience to feed you. Even like it's a great example of what he's like in content creation. Somebody in chat tell me this, somebody in chat give me that. Like, he's looking over there at the chat, like keeping his eye on the clock. He's probably playing poker in the other window. Maybe he's already watching the porn. I don't know. Like, he's a creepy bastard. And even when he's talking about children's television, he had to turn it into conversations about his favourite girls that he had a wank over. And on top of that, can't remember any of his own favourite TV shows, so he's relying on the audience to pad the time for him. You pay money, he asks you to pad the time for him, then he reads the stuff out you said in chat and sort of sits there reading it, and then he's done. What a tragic case of failure to succeed. He's a failure in all these different things. No wonder he failed on YouTube as well. It's not as easy as Alan thinks, because Alan's a talker. Alan thinks he's got the gift of the gab and he can talk his way out of anything, and he thinks he's got the blag and he can convince people of things. He's like a great salesman. So Alan thinks he's a great showman and a great salesman, and he can just turn on YouTube and the money will flow because he's got the gift of the gab. You actually have to put some work in, Alan, and it shows when you fall on your ass doing stuff like this. It really shows. He's looking on his phone now. He's on his phone now.
What's it called again?
You can't. He's not using Google on his phone, is he? Because he's got the internet on his computer. Why is he on his phone? Setting something up for after the broadcast in your black room. People texting you. Is this business that you have to attend to or something?
Howdy doody. Hill Street Blues. No, not that. I like that as well. Airplane. Police Squad. Thank you, Welsh Pam. Police Squad was Nelson.
Welsh Pam. Welsh Pam annoys the fuck out of me because
And-
Welsh Pam was in our streams a little bit. What is Welsh Pam doing falling for his nonsense? I took them for an intelligent person. Welsh Pam, you're welcome back. Please, please wise up. What are you doing supporting this guy?
I knew it was police something, didn't I?
Yeah, well done. You knew it was police something because the characters depicted in the series are police people. So well done for getting that part of it right.
Hill Street Blues was great.
This is a load of nonsense.
Right. No, I like totally tax your brain from the 60s. I'm going to go to bed. I'm not going to play out. I'm just going to go. Thanks very much. See you on Sunday night. I've got a special guest. Don't miss Sunday's
9:55,
show
56, 9:57. I'm pausing it. He's watching the clock tick down to an hour so he can press the button. It's so tragic.
Blue. Blue. Good night, everyone.
That's so tragic. He watched for the clock to tick down. As soon as an hour and 2 seconds hit, bang, he's gone. It's almost like he had something better to do somewhere else than attend to the people who are paying money for his streams. The man's an arse, a savage.
Twizzle.
Twizzle.
Yeah. Stretch his arms.
He's a Stretch Johnson.
We had Twizzle, stretch his arms. You had, was it Captain America? Well, no, Stretch Johnson or something, didn't you? You had Stretch Johnson, so stretched his eggs on it.
Don't come over here to me, Alan. I don't like it. Go away. Go away over there. Rocking around in frame. Don't ever have you on this morning. Can't sit still. Damien thinks I'm nocturnally. Yeah, I am nocturnally streaming. It's now 3:35. I do live at these hours. My family are cross because I'm talking still and they're all in bed. But it is what it is. We decided once we were over the line of 6 hours, now I'm going to do exactly what I said Alan did. I'm going to sit here for another 10 minutes to make sure we hit 8 hours. But there's a different reason. It's because he accused me of doing 8-hour streams about him. And what I've proven tonight is that I could get another video open and I could carry on. I've got stamina. I'm prepared to put in the work. I'm prepared to be on stream. You chuffers are in the chat. I noticed you didn't want to go to bed. You're all right. You're still here. I'm not making you pay for my Patreon. You can stay here and we can talk. And it's been good. I've got the stamina. I'm not tired of it. Content creation is a great gift, a great privilege, you know, a great privilege. You need a bit of kit. I've had to work to get some bits of kit together, but really it's a great privilege to be able to sit on the internet. There are people that don't have this opportunity in their life, you know. Imagine, like, even in countries like, you know, Ukraine's a good example, but there are, you know, people don't have the same opportunities everywhere all over the world. So the fact that I've got this opportunity, it's a great privilege and I'm really lucky to have it. So if I'm prepared to put a bit of extra time and work in and be here for 8 hours, that's not a critique on me. And if I've got enough content out of 2 of Alan's streams to talk for 8 hours, that's not a critique on me. If you want to raise it as a negative, Alan, go ahead. I'll bat it back at you and just say, 8-hour stream. Talking about your nonsense. So people have been entertained over the whole course of it. We've had the serious bit at the start that people were really into, where we actually peaked at around 700 viewers on my B-side stream, which was pretty fucking awesome. That's as many as Alan gets on his main stream. And then it's tailed off as the night's gone on, of course. And we've talked more nonsense as the night's gone on. That's fine. But overall, I'm really, really grateful and I've had a really good time.